This is one of my favorite videos to make, going through the entire year of reviews, looking at all the axes that we've done reviews on, thrown, modified, whatever. And I come out and tell you guys which are the best 5 that I've thrown. Not only did I kind of pick these axes out based on value and the way they performed, but I also picked them out based on how much fun I had throwing them. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 best axes I reviewed in 2025. Before we get into the 5 best axes, I do want to let you guys know we have 2 honorable mentions. And I have touched on a lot of different axes this year, but there is one repetitive pattern with the axes that I reviewed, which is a lot of them are tomahawks. They just happen to be. I reviewed a lot of tomahawks this year. So it is what it is. But getting into the very first axe, it is the Condor Francisca Axe. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you should know by now that I love the Francisca Axe. If you don't know, then what, Dave?
Then you have been living in Nancy Pelosi's basement.
What?
People say that.
No.
How about living under your mom? Is that better?
Hey, watch it, man.
What?
Watch it.
Those are not options?
Living under a rock. You've been living under a rock. What is going on with you?
Mine are better.
The Francisca Condor Axe was great. I said that in my initial review. The thing just flies extremely well. It has a nice hickory handle on it, friction fit style, but it mates to that axe head very well. It doesn't move down the handle all that much if you happen to get a knob strike. That was one thing that I noticed. The fitment was awesome. The handle is a little thin in your hands, but you overcome that very fast once you get to throwing this thing. It performs very well at a single rotation all the way back to quadruple rotations. And as I told you guys before, this thing just hits so damn nice at distance. It really does. If you want to go back, you can watch the review on it where I talk a little bit more about the history of the Francisca Axe. But it's the only axe out of this list that was actually designed in the past for battle. So that's really cool. The bit design was a little worrisome when I first bought it. I was a little concerned about sticking it in the target because it does have a toe first bit, meaning the toe sticks out farther than the heel does, but I had no issue sticking it. It is a very well-rounded throwing axe. For about $80 some, it is a little bit on the expensive side, but I will tell you the one from Condor is totally worth buying. I gave these away as free giveaways too. I think I gave away 2 of them. So there's 2 of you out there that are throwing them. Just a great flyer. It does come with some fat cheeks on it, so you might have to thin those down, but overall, the axe head was great. It held its edge very well, and it's just a great throwing axe overall. And I would suggest getting one. It does come with a sheath, which is really cool. Very thick leather sheath too. You have a center strip of leather there in the sheath, so they did spend a little time on that sheath. But overall, guys, I don't think you can go wrong with this Condor Francisca Axe. I was able to throw mine up to 227 feet. Still working on accuracy, but the distance is there. But if you want to pull up real close to something and throw it hard, you can. So the Francisca Axe by Condor is really the #1 throwing axe on my list. So before we continue with the best axes I've reviewed in 2025, I want to tell you guys about my locals page, and I'll put it up here now. I told you guys I was going to do Patreon, but after doing reviews of both, I decided to go with locals. They give more of a community feel. You guys can get on there and post pictures, post videos, post comments. You can email me directly through locals. It's more of a social media page, if you want to call it that, where Patreon is a little bit more restrictive. And I really wanted to push the community feel on Midgard Axe. So I went with locals. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, because I plan on doing some really nice, expensive axes next year, come over to locals and join me there and support me. Or you can just watch me on YouTube as well. That actually helps the channel as well, and I do appreciate if you do either one. But I want to throw that out there. Come join me on Locals. I'm going to have exclusive content on there too for my paying members. If you're interested in supporting me, I'm going to make it worth your while, and I'm going to do some awesome giveaways on locals too. We did a lot of World Axe Throwing League throwing axes this year, and I liked a lot of them. The Berserker axe, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a great video, and this is a great throwing axe. I had a really good time with it. If you're interested in knowing how me and Dave do our axe rituals, there is an axe ritual ceremony at the beginning of that.
It's about damn time you gave me some credit for what I do on this channel.
The Corporal, heavy hitter. This thing is heavy as hell, but it is an awesome flying axe. It really is. And of course, the Bad Axe, guys. I love the Bad Axe. I think it's good for anybody. It has a traditional axe head on it, but it feels so damn good in the hand. Did reviews on all those. But there was one that stuck out to me the most based on the way it flew and the actual head design. I thought it was awesome, which was the Ragnar axe by the World Axe Throwing League. I love this axe head. I really love it for the design. I'm just going to be honest with you. I love the design of this axe head. I thought it was really cool. This looks like something that I would design, just being honest with you. And if you guys haven't seen it, go back and check out some of my other videos where I do a lot of design work. Almost all the axes back here on this wall have been designed by me. So this is something that I really kind of just gravitated to just based on the design. But once I got it home and I started throwing it, I really started to appreciate how well it was designed for axe throwing, and you could really feel that in your hands. It has a very thin bit and very thin cheeks all the way up to here, okay? But what I did with mine was I gave it an edge down here. I gave it an edge up at the top. And then, of course, the bit. So I have an edge running all the way around to here. I thought it'd be really cool for over rotations. And because I just wanted something a little different. Put a little time and effort into this axe handle here. As you can see, kind of gave it a relief cut on both sides and then did a little bit of work with my Dremel in there. Other than that, it is a great flyer. I think you would be a little...
He's trying to say a complete idiot.
Dave, I wouldn't say that. I'd say if you're going to get a World Axe Throwing League axe right now, I would get the Ragnar. I think it's awesome. I think it would work really well for you in competition. And I think it works well for freestyle or dynamic axe throwing like I do because I can do both with it. I really can. And I've had other people throw it more competition style over at my house, and they really enjoyed it too. Coming in around like $120, it's not cheap. But you don't have to throw it hard to get it to stick. Because of the cheek and bit design so thin, that's something else that you have to look forward to when you get a World Axe Throwing League axe, is that they're so thin you can throw them pretty moderately or slower to get them to stick in the target. But if you throw axes hard like I do, that thing is going to sink deep. And don't be surprised if the bit and cheek start waving on you when you start pulling them out of the target. It'll happen, but you can bend them back pretty easy. I have yet to have one snap on me when I bend them back. So that's pretty damn good. I'd say the steel's pretty damn good on those World Axe Throwing League axe heads. So get the Ragnar if you want something for competition, or if you're looking for something for competition and something you can kind of throw freestyle in your backyard. Pass me the next axe, Dave. Ho! We got the Wrango Tools Titanium Tomahawk. What a great flyer this thing was. Now, when you order it, it's around $100 right now, $106 if you get the hammer pole. I got the spike. As you can see there, it is not thin. It is a beefy spike. And look at the size of this axe head. 4-inch bit. It was awesome, but it weighs nothing. Now, you do get two different handles with it, an 18-inch, and I think the other one's 12 inches. The 12-inch one's really good for axe throwing. The 18-inch is great for work. As you can see here, I cut my handle down to 15 inches. I think at 15 inches, this thing is going to fly really well. Now, I've got two of them, and I've cut them both down at 15 inches. I'm going to do a video in 2026 on penetration on a titanium axe head because I want to see how far these things penetrate when you throw them really hard. But this thing is great. If you wanted something that was versatile, a multi-purpose tool, if you want to say that you can use for chopping, camp work, trail work, and you want something for axe throwing, you get it all in one package with this, with two different handles and this very light titanium tomahawk head. It flies really well. It's something that anybody can throw because it's not heavy at all. I think it was weighing in roughly around like 1 pound. And actually, no, it was 15.6 ounces, I remembered, with the 12-inch handle. And then the 18-inch handle was at a pound and like 2 or 3 ounces. So it's not heavy at all. Anyone can throw this. It works out really well for axe throwing. It's weighted extremely well. I mean, there's literally nothing to this. I put it on my finger. It's not really going anywhere. It's just, there's nothing going on with this thing as far as weight goes. You can really do anything with it. And it performed really well for a tomahawk. For axe throwing, it did really well. So if you want to pony up the $100, I'd say go for it. Or if you want to come back and watch some more, find out penetration test on that. I'm going to do that in 2026. But go back and watch the review on it. I don't think you can beat it. I really can't. It's a great flying tomahawk. Gives you something different with it being such a big bit and kind of a big axe head, but doesn't carry the weight that you would think it would. So there is that with the Wrango Tools titanium. I keep wanting to say twos.
There's no W in tools.
I know it's not a number, Dave. I know. But this thing is awesome. Me and Dave are getting a little festive in this video, and we are partaking, if you can't tell. But I will tell you this about me. When I partake, I am really honest. So you can take that for what you want to take it as. Next axe up, or tomahawk, is Cold Steel Trailhawk.
He is just playing around. He wants to look cool in front of all you on YouTube. Mission accomplished. He is not actually going to throw it. Yep, he threw it.
I think this thing is awesome. Now, as you guys know, this handle is what it comes with. It's very long, but I cut mine down, I think, to 15 inches. The reason why I don't have it on that handle, because I made a short and I threw an axe into that handle. Very accurate, if you want to say that. I'm very accurate with it, and I literally split the other handle in half. So I had to throw that one away and put the original handle that came with it, but I plan on cutting it down. The Cold Steel Trailhawk is awesome for the money. This is one of those budget ones that you're not going to break the bank with. $30-some. Comes with a long handle. If you want to use it that way, you can, or you can choose what length you want it at, cut it down. I'd say this thing would probably perform at its best between 14 and 16 inches. I went right in the middle at 15 inches, and I think it flew really well. There is no weight to this at all. A pound and 3 ounces, cut down at 15 inches. It just flies so damn well at distance and up close. This is one of those tomahawks that has very little weight to it, and you can be very nimble with it, run around, throw it for distance, throw it up close. You can get it out cleanly and fast into the target. That was one thing I liked about the Trailhawk. Now, you might be looking at this thing and going, man, that bit is really small. I think it's like 2 3/4 inches from toe to heel. It is very small. And I normally don't like tomahawks or hatchets or axes that have really small bits on them, but I had no issue sticking it. I really didn't. It just felt so good out of the hand. So if you're looking for something a little bit on the cheaper side that's going to be a great flyer and hold up for you, I would say go with the Trailhawk. You will have to deal with Cold Steel's handles. They're not the best when it comes to fitment, but if you want to make your own handle, you can, or you might get lucky. I will say, guys, with this handle here, I got lucky. This thing is fitted really nice, and I've got a ton left over at the top. So I can't wait to cut this one down and use it as a tomahawk at 14 to 16 inches. It's going to be great. But that thing, for the money, is pretty damn cool. Last but certainly not least is the Calculated Survival Norse throwing hatchet, which I really did enjoy. This thing was a dream throwing. It really was. Getting into the axe head, it is a little strange. However, it works out really well. You can stick the bit just like this, but you're not going to get a ton of penetration. Where this axe or Norse throwing hatchet shines is with a little bit of an over rotation, making that toe sink into the target. It sinks really well, and it does really well for a throwing axe with a little bit of an over rotation. Now, you do get a spike in the back. You can sharpen it just down here at the bottom, or if you want to put an edge up at the top, too, you can. So you have a couple different options there. It works out really well if you get an over rotation, or if you're trying to stick the spike, you can do that fairly easily because it is a very thin spike. I did not notice any type of waving of the spike or any type of, like misalignment of the spike when I was getting spike strikes. So there is that, which is really cool. It does come with a glass-filled nylon handle. Hate them. I would suggest not buying any axes with glass nylon handles because they are horrible. Calculated Survival gives you an aluminum option, which is awesome. I bought mine after I did my review and I came back and threw it again with the aluminum handle. It's awesome. 3 bolts at the top, take them out, put the axe head back into the aluminum handle, and you're ready to go. Put some Loctite on those bolts, they will come loose. After I did that, it was a dream, guys. It really was. You do get some very awesome and good feeling knurls down here at the bottom where you place your hand. They're not too bad at all. They're good for a grip, but not too grippy to where you still get a nice release out of your hand, which I did enjoy with the Calculated Survival Norse throwing hatchet. You can throw it for distance. You can throw it up close. You can be nimble with it. You can do all kinds of things with this hatchet here. So I would suggest getting one. Coming in around like $90. It's not cheap. And I would suggest getting the upgrade with the aluminum handle, and you'll have a great time with this. Give it a little bit of an over rotation, get that toe striking into the target, and you'll have a lot of damn fun with it. You really will. So those are the top 5 axes or hatchets or tomahawks that I reviewed in 2025 that I think you should look into, buy, check out, do whatever you want to do. I had a lot of fun with those, and I think those things are great for axe throwing.
Hold your horses there, Chief. You didn't cover the other axes.
I haven't forgotten about the honorable mentions. I just haven't gotten to them yet, Dave. I've actually got 3 sitting over here, okay? And the first one we're going to go over is the CRKT Nobo. What a great tomahawk this thing is. It was great for axe throwing. It does have some heft to it. So when you throw this thing, it's going to smash into the target, but it's not too heavy to throw for distance. I took this thing back to triple rotations, and I was even able to come back up to single rotations and be nimble with it, kind of going back and forth between single, double, and triple rotations. It just flew very well. It has a great handle there. You don't have to do much to CRKT's handles because they come with a great circumference to them. They're just great for axe throwing. They feel really well in the hand, and they release really well out of the hand as well. But I will say one thing about CRKT handles that I've kind of noticed, which is they don't leave you a lot. Meaning, as you can see here, we're basically at the top of the handle. We don't have any left. So the fitment could use a little tweaking from CRKT, but overall, I would still suggest getting the Nobo because it is a great flyer and it's great for axe throwing. It just flew so damn well. And the Nobo, like I said in my review, it really gave 0. Now, the next one up on the list of the honorable mentions is the Knives of the North Iroquois Tomahawk. This was one that I just recently did. And the reason why I liked it so much, I cut my handle down to 15 inches. Once I did that, I think it was very well suited for axe throwing, especially even doing some really close, hard throws. It worked out really well, but you can still take these things back for distance and throw them. They're very accurate. And one of the things that I liked the most about the Iroquois Tomahawk was the fitment. I mean, we are touching on the bottom and top right here, but we still have a ton left over at the top. And when you get a knob strike, it doesn't come barreling down the handle like a cold steel tomahawk does. You still have a little bit of thickness in here to prevent that, which is what I really enjoy. Cold steel handles, they're not a gradual. It's like thin, 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 then it gets kind of fat in here. So if you get a knob strike, it wants to walk itself all the way down the handle. But if you give a tomahawk a little bit of a gradual tapering out when it gets higher, it doesn't, most of the time when you get a knob strike, it doesn't tend to kind of like fall all the way down the handle. It wants to stop somewhere in here, like the Condor Francisca Axe. And that's exactly what I got with the Iroquois Tomahawk. It didn't come barreling down the handle. Flew really well. It was an awesome tomahawk, guys, and I suggest getting one. I have another one from them that we're going to review in 2026, which is the Viking one, which is really cool. It's based off of a historical Viking axe that was found. I can't wait to get into that one. This next one here, it's a little unconventional, but I will say I had a ton of fun throwing this one. And I didn't think I would. I really didn't. And you guys hear that? Check this out. When you take it out of the sheath, listen.
Unsheathing of any weapon sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. The Cold Steel Spetsnaz shovel. And this is the shorty one. They make a longer handle one. We're going to get both. This thing is a hell of a lot of fun to throw. It really is. And the reason why it's so much fun is because you actually get an edge from here all the way to here. So whether you stick it like this, or you over rotate it like this, it's going to stick. It is a great flying shovel.
Shovel with wings? A Valkyrie weapon.
Yeah, I guess if that's what you want to call it, a flying shovel, it just works out really well for throwing. I mean, guys, I was throwing this thing for distance. It's a true flyer. You wouldn't think it would be, but it's weighted fairly nice. And if you throw a little odd and your shovel head wants to kind of rock a little bit in the air, it's really cool because if you get a little bit of an under rotation or an over rotation, you're still going to stick. So if you're into axe throwing, or you want to get an axe throwing, or you want something outside of an axe, get this. This would be great practice. It really would. I know a lot of people look at this and go, I don't know about that. I think it would be. I had a lot of beginners come over to my house. My family and friends come over and throw this, and they thought it was awesome throwing it. And I think if you can take it outside and master it, it's a hell of a lot of fun to throw. You can pull off a lot of trick throws with it too. So if you haven't considered the Cold Steel Spetsnaz shovel head, get one. The handles are really easy to replace. You put it whatever handle you want on it. Just file it down and put the 2 screws back in it, and you can go back to throwing. So if you want something outside the box, the Cold Steel Spetsnaz shovel head is one you should think about getting. I did a lot more reviews in 2025, but I think these axes, hatchets, weird things are the best ones that I reviewed in 2025. I think these right here, I could take all these out and I would not only be accurate with them, not only be able to throw them for distance and come up close and throw them, but I would also have a lot of fun. And that's the thing about axe throwing that you have to consider, if you don't already, is that it's not only about skill and it's not only about trying new things out here on Midgard Axe, but we also want to have fun. And if I don't have fun with some of the stuff, I'm honest with you, right? I'll come out and say it's a great flyer, didn't have fun with it. That's got to be a check mark for me in these reviews, that I have fun with it. And that was one thing that I can say with all of these, is that they were just great flyers and I had a ton of fun with them. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think. If you enjoy these axes that I did reviews on, put it in the comments section. Let everybody know that you watched the review, or go back and check out a review. I did a review on all these. I think it was awesome. I had a really good time reviewing these, and I'm glad I stepped outside the box in 2025 to do a lot of tomahawks and unconventional things like the Spetsnaz shovel head. So there's that. Appreciate all your support. Appreciate everything everybody does to make this channel what it is, like always, guys. And remember, it's always for the love of the axe. But until next time, see ya.